Hello, everybody. Um, this is Caleb Wilson, the Director of Marketing for Jefferson Community and Technical College. Today, we're going to do a live stream for you about admissions, the enrollment process for Jefferson Community and Technical College, a bit of our express enrollment for the month of July, how to pay for college, and some of our different transfer partnerships. And we're going to have Jimmy Kidd, our Assistant VP for Student Affairs, and Elizabeth Tier, our Associate Director of Admissions, kind of help you out with that. And we'll go over that, and we'll try to answer any of your questions that you may have. Just if you have a question, please put it in the comments, and we will try to pop it up on screen, or they'll just answer it. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Jimmy and
Hello. My name is Elizabeth Tier, and like Caleb said, I'm the Associate Director of Admissions.
I'm Jimmy Kidd. I am the Assistant VP for Student Affairs with Admissions and Testing. And today we're going to get started by talking a little bit about the enrollment process. Very first thing about the enrollment process before we even get going into it is it's not too late. We are here for you, and we are wanting you to get admitted, and we can get you from admitted to enrolled fairly quickly if you follow some of these steps, and we will be there to help you, whether it be virtually or, as Elizabeth will tell you about here in a minute, we do have some on-campus opportunities for students. So we've got a little bit of it all. Very first step is to complete your admission application. And you can complete your admission application by going to jefferson.kctcs.edu and clicking Start Your Application. It is a free application. It takes about 15 minutes to complete. It is not overly complicated, which is a good thing. You can get it done quick and free. Did I mention free? And then on that, big piece of advice for students that are getting ready to complete their application. Please use an email address that you're going to be checking. Don't use one of those email accounts that you give to businesses that you don't check very often, because that's how we're going to correspond with you until we get you registered for classes and get you a KCTC email account. You don't have to put in your social. There will be a message that pops up there. You can keep going, but if you'd like to receive financial aid, we will need your social account and social security number eventually on in our system to match you up to make sure that you receive federal aid. After you get done completing that application, there's going to be either one or two numbers that pop up for you. Don't panic if you only get one. All that means is if you get an application reference number and no student ID number, it means we've got a little bit more work on the admission end for the processing part to get you a student ID number. It's not a big deal. We'll be corresponding with you through the processing team. Right now, anywhere between 48 and 72 hours. We're trying to do it a little quicker than that, but give us a couple days to make sure that we get everything lined up through processing. Most of the time, though, it's within 24. With the application, when you get done, make sure you take a picture of that reference number and your ID number, or you write it down, because if you have a student ID number, that's going to be your ID number that you have the entire time you're at Jefferson, or if you transfer to another Kentucky community college, you will have that same ID number. It'll follow you through the end. The next steps have kind of changed. So if you happened upon this and maybe you talked to someone even like 2 weeks ago, you might be hearing some different information. So keep that in mind. We are trying to get the best information and make it as easy as possible out there for all of our students during the time of COVID. The next step will be different based upon your admission type. And I'm just going to group most people into one of three categories. You've got your returning student who, for the most part, your next step is going to be advising after the admission application, and we get communication out to you. Could be a couple of other things, but make sure you're checking your email, and our admissions team will be letting you know. Transfer students, you're going to want to make sure that you turn in your college transcripts to us. We've had some changes on what we need with college transcripts. If you have a question, please reach out to us. Call us on our 800 number. It's 855-246-5282. Had to remember it. Thank you, Elizabeth, for making sure I got that right. And that's 24/7, 365. They'll be able to help you and let you know which transcripts you need to turn into us if you have questions about that. And then for first-time students, this is probably where our biggest change has been over the last month. Used to, a transfer student or a first-time student would go into orientation. We're actually completing orientation after the registration process. You're going to meet with an advisor before you do orientation, and you can keep going with your sorry, I lost my train of thought, folks. You can reach out to admissions. We will get you to advising. You can go through our orientation office. They can get you to advising. The one step that we will need before you can actually meet with an advisor is we will either need your test scores, whether that be ACT, SAT, or your high school transcript, so we can get your GPA. And these are to make sure that you have placed into college level courses, or if you need developmental courses in college. And we can help you through that. If you need to take placement testing, we can get you to placement testing, but for most people, your next step is actually going to be to complete to get your transcript to us to be able to complete orientation. And then when you I'm so used to saying orientation, to complete registration, so you can go on to orientation afterwards. I'm going to let Elizabeth take over and talk a little bit here about some dates that you can come in person and actually meet with some people.
Yes, Caleb, if you wouldn't mind just popping the link like you did the phone number and then pulling up the Sign Up Genius link for us. So we are having express enrollment days for the month of July. And what this means is that if you have questions or you're having trouble figuring something out, or you really just want to talk to a human being that's not through Skype or Zoom or whatever, we do have some dates for you to sign up. So if you go to jctc.me/express enroll, you will be taken to a Sign Up Genius link. And we do have Mondays and Wednesdays. We have services provided at our Shelby County campus. On Tuesdays, we have services provided at our downtown campus. And on Thursdays, we have services provided at the Southwest campus. The only exception to those rules are next week. Instead of on Tuesday at the downtown campus, we will be meeting on Wednesday. And you can take a look at all of those dates on the link and sign up for what best fits your schedule. You do have to register beforehand. However, we will not be able to see any walk-ins just due to maintaining safety precautions. And with that being said, face masks are required to enter the building. And we ask that only students are entering and that any support people like parents or friends wait outside and maybe call their student over the phone to be a part of that advising process. So just to reiterate, you can go to that jctc.me/express enroll and use the Sign Up Genius link to go to the express enrollment dates. We have all different kinds of services that we provide. So if you are a new student and you have that orientation hold on your account, we will help you with that. We'll take that off of your account and help you get registered for your classes. And then we will give you instructions on how to complete that online orientation at home. So you can still get that really good information about what your first semester is going to require and what all that we can do just to make sure that you're successful in your classes. And we also have financial aid services that are virtual that we will get you set up with on a computer in one of the computer labs. So you can meet with financial aid representative. And we'll also check any kind of transcripts that you need to turn in. Basically anything having to do with the enrollment process, we can help you with on those days. And we are more than happy to answer any kind of other questions you might have. And again, we just want to make sure that if you're coming onto campus, we're following all COVID-19 safety precautions and making sure that we're being socially distanced and we're cleaning down computers and things and all of that good stuff. It looks like we have a question about what if you have to take an ACT test. And Jimmy mentioned earlier that we do have a high school GPA waiver in place. So if you're a new student and you have not attended college, this does not include dual credit, you are able to use your high school GPA for placement. We can absolutely look at any test scores that you do have, but if you have not taken the ACT, our first recommendation would be to turn in that high school transcript or those GED scores, and that way we can see where you place in classes. If you do need testing, our wonderful AVP Jimmy is over testing, and we can help you get set up with a virtual proctoring appointment. We are proctoring virtually for placement exams at this point. But that's a great question. And I am going to turn it back over to Jimmy, and he's going to talk a little bit about different ways to pay for college.
Okay, I do see that we have a couple other questions, and we'll take those at the end. So if we don't have an answer right away, don't panic. We will get to them. Number one question that I have had throughout my let's see, now 12 years in admissions has been, I don't know how I'm going to pay for college. How do I pay for college? And guess what? We have a lot of opportunities for you. Not only is Jefferson and the whole Kentucky community college system the most affordable college option that you have in the state of Kentucky, there are lots of ways to pay for it. So we have a few. Very first one, most students already know. That's got to complete your FAFSA. That's your free application for federal student aid. And as someone who started their career many years ago working in financial aid office, let me tell you that that first F stands for free. So don't pay for it. Don't be fooled into paying for it. Make sure that you go ahead and complete the FAFSA. Most of the other opportunities that you're going to have actually hinge on you completing the FAFSA. If you have questions about FAFSA, I believe we did a Facebook Live not too long ago, and we've got some videos with the Kentucky College Access Center and our financial aid director, and we can help you. We can get you through those next steps. We understand it's a confusing process. I know, I went through it many years ago too. I had to actually complete a paper application. It wasn't even online. That's how long ago I did mine. Oh yeah. Thank you, Elizabeth. So we can help you with that though. So make sure you complete that. Some other opportunities that some of our students are going to have. One is we have some wonderful partnerships with some local businesses. One is the UPS Metro College and Earn to Learn program. It's where a student works for UPS, and UPS will pay for their college education. It is wonderful. You can graduate debt-free. They have different opportunities as far as hours that you work. Most people think of it as a third shift job where you're working on with handling the packages and back and forth. But they do have something called Earn and Learn, which will have different hours and possibly different areas within UPS that you can do as well and earn a scholarship. Look at one of those opportunities if you haven't already. We are getting ready to announce in the next week, so I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. McDonald's is going to be another partner for us, and we're going to be working with them. Oh, I like that comment. We are going to be working with McDonald's, and they're going to be working to pay for students' education, it's going to be very similar to the Metro College EPS route. So those are two wonderful opportunities to work and have your college education paid for. If you're already working for another employer, I'm going to recommend that you talk to that employer, talk to that HR, because they might have some payment deferments or reimbursements for college educations, because we have a long list of employers in the city that do that, but you have to work with their HR office to be able to do that. So check if you're working at a business, because you never know, it might be a new one that I didn't know about. There are several scholarship opportunities. The first one is the Work Ready Scholarship. It has now been in existence for a handful of years here in the state of Kentucky, and it's looking at going in, if you're going into certain fields, and those fields are like nursing, automotive, computer, IT, business, any of the allied health areas, and construction. And the state will pay for your college education. You do have to complete a FAFSA. You do the application at kia.com, but they will pay for every bit of it if you go into one of those high demand sectors. And if you need to see is your major on there, go visit kia.com or our page, and we can tell you if your major is eligible. There are some limitations to that scholarship. There's a time limit that you can receive it and how many hours you need to be. So to see the criteria, please visit our website. We do have Jefferson scholarships. There are scholarship opportunities for our students. A lot of those dates have passed right now, but not all. And maybe even going forward in the future, make sure that you're keeping an eye out on some of the opportunities that we have at Jefferson for scholarships. And the big one that just got announced about a month ago, it's almost a month ago today, if I'm not mistaken, and that is our Open Doors Diversity Grant. Very exciting opportunity for students who are coming to college or coming to Jefferson for the first time this fall. If you're in an underrepresented minority and you have some tuition left remaining, we're going to pay off that tuition for you with that diversity grant. So we're very, very excited. You do have to complete the FAFSA, and there are some criteria there. And if you would like to see what all that criteria is, please visit our website, and we will be able to help you with that. The great part about that scholarship, or I guess grant, I apologize for that term, for that grant, is you don't have to apply. We're automatically going to put it on your account for you if you apply to Jefferson for admissions. It's not an extra scholarship step. So we're very excited about that grant. That is a new grant for us. Elizabeth, want to talk about some other opportunities?
Yes. So at Jefferson, we serve a lot of different students who have a lot of different goals. But one of the biggest things that we do is help students to transfer to other universities. So I'm going to go over just all of the different official transfer partnerships that we have. If you would please pull up the list of the transfer partnerships, I will cover them. If you're like me, you need to look at something to understand what you're talking about. So one of the main transfer partners that we have, and that probably everyone in Louisville has heard of at some point, is the Ultra program. So the Ultra program is a partnership with U of L, and that's where students will start at Jefferson and they will finish at U of L. For all of these different partnerships listed, you have two options. You can get your associate's degree at Jefferson and then transfer over to a four-year university and do what we call a 2+2. So you do 2 years with us and 2 years with that four-year university, keeping in mind that you would need to be a full-time student in order to make that 2+2 = 4. All right. Sometimes 2+2 = 6 for some of us, but or you can just do your general education classes at Jefferson. General education just means things like math, English, science, classes that are going to be required for a bachelor's degree. No matter what kind of program you're going into, everybody's going to have to take that English 101 or that college algebra or that intro to history. And Jefferson is a great place to start to take those classes for a much reduced cost. And we are a fully accredited school, regionally accredited, which means that our credits will transfer to any college or university in the country. So that is one of the biggest benefits, starting at Jefferson, transferring somewhere else. Like someone mentioned in the comments earlier, we do have small class sizes, and that can be a really big bonus for a first-time freshman who's just starting out. Maybe you attended a high school that had a smaller class size and you're used to that one-on-one individual attention. This is something that will allow you to still get that one-on-one tutoring time, if you will, from that instructor without being seated in a huge auditorium with 250 other students trying to learn how to do calculus. Been there, done that. It's not fun. So we are a great place to start. And as you can see, we have all of our partnerships listed out, Jefferson to NKU, Crimson Advantage with IUS, 2SU with Spalding, WKU joint admission, and then also one of the newest ones that we've added is the Jefferson to Bellarmine transfer partnership. So all of these you can find on our website for more information, or you can reach out to the admissions department. We are more than happy to work with you. If there's a university that you're interested in transferring to that's not on this list, that is okay. We have a transfer center within our advising department, and they will look at what degree you are planning on getting from another university, and they will make sure that you are taking the correct classes at Jefferson that will seamlessly transfer over to that university. The number one thing that we want to avoid for students is making you take a class that doesn't count, or wasting your time taking a class that's not transferring properly, or wasting any money. We have a wonderful advising team, and if you're communicating with that advising team, they can help you with everything. And I believe that we are ready to open it up to look at some questions that we've gotten in the comments.
Yeah, I see the very first one that I see that we've not answered is from Josephine, and she asked if she's been admitted and she has an advising hold, which is not uncommon for students, and she can't register until speaking to an advisor. Josephine, I try to look into your account here. I've not been able to do that. So what I would ask you to do is, because I couldn't find you really quickly, I was going to give you a call. If you would like to, you can reach out to me directly. And as soon as we hang up here, you can give me a call if you'd like. My telephone number is 502-213-2446. The number again is 502-213-2446. You can call me directly, and we will get you, I'll get you straightened out and move to the right person. Or you can, again, call our 1-800 number or the 1855 number if you'd like, and they can get you to the next step. I don't want to tell you wrong, since I've not been able to look up your account here. The next one is how do you get the email to log in, which is a very good question, very tricky question. It's one that we get. This is the problem with the virtual world. We get that just about every orientation in person, and so we've missed answering that question all summer long. So Amanda, great question as well. You actually don't get your KCTCS email until after you've registered for classes. And it doesn't happen right away. There is a little bit of lag before you're able to log into your email. If you aren't able to log into your user account, though, that's where one of us will be able to help you. Elizabeth or the recruitment team can help you at any point. Yeah.
Yes.
Elizabeth, do you want to follow up maybe with a little bit more about the user account, since you know more about it than I do at this point? You're the expert.
Yes. So if you are wanting to set up your user account, so you don't know your username and you haven't set up a password, you can do that by going just to the main website, just to jefferson.kctcs.edu. And if you click on the Current Students tab up in the very tippy top in the left-hand corner, you're going to see some tiles that will appear. You'll scroll down and click on that very first tile labeled User Account Center. Now, when you do that, you will follow the directions. You'll have to click Set Up Your User Account. And then it is going to ask you to provide your name, your date of birth, and your KCTCS student ID. If you do not know your student ID, you should have gotten a congratulations email that has your student ID listed. But if you're still having trouble finding it, you can always call the 855 number, 855-246-5282, and they will be able to give you that student ID number over the phone. Then you'll follow the directions and either have a text sent to you or an email sent to you with a security code, and go ahead and create that password. Your username is generated for you, so you don't get to pick your username. Normally it's going to be a first initial, your last name, and then 4 numbers. And it's going to appear very quickly, and it's very small, so make sure that you catch that. And I would always just take a picture of it and save it in your phone. Same with your student ID number if you need it a little bit later. Let's see, what other questions?
I think that's it on questions right now.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions that anyone may have? Give it a second. Okay. I don't see any other questions. So at this point, we will, I guess, wrap it up here. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. You can, like I said, the 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year call center is always available for our students. And then, Elizabeth, will there be in-person classes or online?
Big question.
The big question, Amy. As of right now, the plan is to have both. We do have online courses that we always have in the past, but we are planning a hybrid method of classes where we'll be able to easily convert from in the classroom to online if needed. So there is some plans to have online, or I'm sorry, in-person classes. Of course, I say that it's 4/28 on July 16th. That could change in 24 hours. You never know, depending on what the governor comes through and states, and if we see a spike in COVID cases. But as of right now, there is plans to have in-person classes. I know our facilities management team, they are doing a really good job of getting classes prepared. They have a cleaning plan in place, so they're cleaning classes thoroughly, and they have been working on the flow of traffic through the hallways and in and out of buildings. One of the plans for us is to hopefully have a tutorial video where we are actually in admissions giving an on-campus tour, but also showing some of the new entrances and exits through the buildings, so students can see prior to coming to campus how they are going to be moving through their buildings. So excellent question, Amy. But as of right now, we are planning on some in-person classes. So hopefully. So is the half-price tuition only apply to in-person classes? I'm not quite for sure.
I think what you're seeing is on the website page, the half and half that's listed. So that's just a reference to Jefferson being the lowest gig in town. So getting your education for half the cost that you would pay if you went to a larger university. But yes, I can understand why that's a little bit confusing. But our tuition, in case you're wondering, is $179 per credit hour. So if you are curious, we are the lowest price in town for a fully accredited institution.
So, and I was going to say, definitely look around. We have wonderful, wonderful faculty members who are gearing up for the fall. And I know that it is no small feat for our students. It's no small feat for our faculty as well. So big thanks to the faculty that are getting prepared to come in here in August and get started. So I wanted to say thank you to them. Absolutely great questions. Really appreciate it. Give it another second or two to see if anyone's typing. As I was wrapping up, we got two more. I like it. So,
I know.
Yeah.
Pays to pause.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. All right. There we go. Oh, there we are. There's some comparisons.
Lovely.
Yes. And that is for a full year. That is not a semester. So, and then actually the 2-year total savings is down there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very proud of what we do for the cost that we do it at. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. And thank you all for joining us today. And our contact information is on the website as well. So if you need or would like to talk to Jimmy or Elizabeth, go to the admissions page and just click contacts. And there we are. So
yeah.
Thank you all so very much. And we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.